kill APC chairman in Benue. The APC ward of Boko South, Tesuru Ahu, has been killed by gunmen in Boko on Sunday. According to The Nation, Ahu and other APC ward ex-cos were said to be engaged in the training of party officials for membership registration and revalidation exercise when gunmen stormed the venue with clubs, cutlasses and others and manhandled them. The publicity secretary of the APC Benue chapter, James Orgunga, who confirmed the incident, said the ward chairman, who sustained serious injuries from the attack, died later in a public hospital in Boko, where he was receiving treatment. The brutal killing of APC ward chairman in Boko, the ancestral home of the Tiv people, may not be unconnected with the alleged factions within the party over the 2023 general elections. The police public relations officer of the Benue State Command, Kate Anene, a DSP, confirmed the incident and said investigation into the incident had commenced. Yes, I can confirm the attack and killing of the APC ward chairman in Boko. Our men rushed to the scene but the suspects had fled. However, we have identified them and very soon we shall pick them up, DSP Anene said. Of course, there's so many comments on this. It is very sad. At this point, realistically, I think that, as Nigerians, that we just sort of get desensitized to this kind of news. Of course, somebody dying and all these attacks are very, very... It's a lot to handle, and I just feel like Nigerians are just growing thick-skinned to just be like, you know what, this is our reality, and it's just what it is. And obviously, we don't want to get to a point where we don't take these things seriously, but we have to be honest with ourselves that we are really desensitized with this kind of news. Well, the first comment here says, the topic whose nest comes to mind of everyone, but only God knows our leaders in Nigeria will not go unpunished. Somebody says, thank God it's not innocent civilians. Well, the police should swing into action and arrest the victim family, while the gunmen should be rewarded handsomely. Wow. Somebody says here, he refused to kill Nigeria and now Nigerians have killed him. That is what you get when you are protecting a zoo country. Another comment here says, I want to state categorically that we Nigerians are sorry for the loss of APC chairman who has contributed largely to the chaos of this nation, and I also want to plead to all Nigerians to make sure that the government are protected at all costs. I mean, look at the comments that are here. The comments are in support of the government. It just shows how twisted the country is. The country is so twisted where everything is just flipped, like absolutely flipped, and it's like we've gotten to a point. Do you know how toxic it is and how toxic it is for our mental health as Nigerians, for us to be willingly, from a place of hate, to willingly wish death on these people? But then, would you judge Nigerians for living in such a society where these people are not doing their jobs? Where these people only seem to care about their votes, their birthright, their futures? It is highly abnormal, and I feel like at this point, every Nigerian needs therapy and psychological help. Whether you think you're normal or you're not normal, there's something's going to happen that will literally test you. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, did I react in that way? Because at this point, everyone in the country is mad. Somebody says, we call it retrogressive administration. These people should stop beating around the bush and go for our wicked leaders. I mean, to be honest, people in the comments are encouraging this government. Good job. You are tackling it little by little. You are getting up the ladder. But you need to start focusing on these wicked politicians and these ones that are in the limelight. It is highly embarrassing. But APC chairman, fam. Somebody says, they all died because they didn't compromise the initial deal of the group, Bandits and Politics Association. What a pity. But a great reward for their hard-headed, selfish political ambition. Because in the article, I think you remember, it talked about the factions of the 2023 election. So it had to do with that. And of course, with these people being selfish, it's just like this was their plan all along. Would you justify somebody's death? That is another deep question. But then if you inflict pain on others and you're very selfish and you're power hungry, power driven, then, how would you argue that? Somebody says, do you know that Somebody said the jungle has totally collapsed. It's collapsed a long time ago. So the chief security officer of the state, Ortom, has failed. Tomorrow he will be talking about Buhari. Ordinary party registration, people are being killed. Nigeria, which way? Honestly, it's a party registration. Wow. Some say this. If you still believe in one Nigeria, you're on your own homepage. At this point, if we don't know. Someone says Nigeria's situation is getting out of hand. It already got out of hand. We are all like shocked. Not necessarily shocked, but the fact is, how do we like redo, undo all this nonsense? Because Nigeria's just so damaged. Like, it's so damaged to the point we don't even know where to start. We actually don't even know where to start, because it's like we're just so divided, and it's like, how do you want to bring people together when majority of the people in that place don't even have the necessities to live? They're surviving. It's a jungle. The food comes when it comes. They're so desperate. They're vulnerable. And so obviously these people, the majority, will always be at the beck and call of these politicians when they come and bribe them with 5,000 naira for their vote. And you cannot tell these people not to take that kind of food. Will you provide the food for them? That is actually the problem. I think at this point, we just need to be like, you know what, these people can do their own thing. But I think Nigeria, we, the same ones, need to make a whole new government and be like, this is how we're going to run it with our own money, with everything. At this point, I don't even think that significant changes will happen in Nigeria without like a life-changing sort of civil war, because at this point there's actually no other option except something magical happens, like the NSAS protest where everyone just came in, in one accord to be like, no, we're not having this. But like, how far will Nigerians be pushed? That's it. I think that at this point, that is really the question. How far are we willing to go? How far are we willing to be pushed? Because it's definitely not normal. I mean, imagine leaving your country to anywhere else you go to and you actually survive and you're successful. The country is we know the country is the problem, but then, oh gosh. Someone says, government clash with APC chairman criminal in Benue. God punish Nigeria and those supporting one Nigeria. See, like, someone says, why always APC? At this point, we don't even know. Why always APC? Another person says, dividend of democracy is what English people call it. You are still registering for a party that can't guarantee your protection. Wow. Very, very true. Very factual. I mean, it's embarrassing at this point. It's always embarrassing at this. It's always embarrassing, and I think Nigeria just needs a whole rebranding. Nigeria needs work, please. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.